All right, guys, today we're still going to be talking about slope, our rise over run, but we're going to be calculating the slope. So you guys are used to looking at a graph like this and finding the slope from that line. Today I'm going to give you an actual formula so you can calculate it. Now your graph here looks a little bit different than mine. Yours is about raking leaves. Can you guys see if you can try to find the slope of the graph that you have on your notes? Pause me right now and then come back and check and see how you did. Okay, so in your graph, you should have seen that the money earned goes up by $20, so that's your rise, and it goes over 2 hours. So your rate of change or your slope is going to be $10 for 1 hour. So that should be your slope of the line that you practiced by yourself. Hopefully you got it right. All right, moving on. Now we're going to talk about calculating slope. Notice down here you don't have any pictures of lines. You just have two ordered pairs. That's what you're going to be given, and you're going to be asked to find the slope. So how we do that, let's do a little bit of a review and a little bit of new stuff. So slope, if you remember from last week, is going to be the rate of change. What we just saw with the leaves up at the first example. You learned also that it is rise over run. How many up or down and how many over. Now the new stuff that I want to talk about today is a formula, like I said before, to how to calculate slope from 2 points. So how to do that is you're going to take the y values and subtract them over the x values, and you're going to subtract those. Okay, so this is called the change in y over the change in x. You're probably like, what the heck are you talking about? But this formula right here is what we're going to focus on today. Now, a lot of people see this as like a picnic table. You know how picnic tables have like crossed legs here? So those are my x's, that's my picnic table. And these are my glasses. Some people say martini glasses on top of that picnic table. And in order to drink those martinis, you have to be 21. So I'm going to take the second y minus the first y. So it's just a funny way to remember that slope formula. Okay, so let's use that slope formula to calculate the slope. So I'm going to do a couple of these with you. So I'm going to label these as x1, y1. This is my first point, right? So my first x, my first y, and then this is my second x and my second y. So now I'm going to plug that into the formula right here. So I'm going to take y2, which is 8, minus y1, which is 5. And I'm going to put that over the second x minus the first x. So I just plug those numbers into the formula. Now I'm going to subtract them, and I'm going to get 3 over 2. 3 over 2 can't be simplified, so that's my final answer. Okay, let's try number 3. So again, I'm going to label them. It's super important. My first x, my first y, my second x, and my second y. So now I just have to plug it into my formula. So 9 minus 6 over negative 5 minus a negative 3. Be really careful of that. The formula says to subtract, and my number is negative. So 2 negatives are going to make a positive. So be very careful of those double negatives. So I'm going to end up with 3 over negative 2. That cannot be simplified, so that's my final answer. Okay, I'm going to try one more with you. Okay, first, always label first x, first y, second x, second y. So I'm going to take 11 minus 8 over, then I'm going to take my 2 minus 2. So I get 3 over 0. Now if you were to type that into your calculator would freak out a little bit, and it would say like cannot compute or undefined. So that means that this is an undefined slope or a no slope. If you get that, so that means that this line is a vertical line, right? Because we know that no slope lines look like vertical. Okay? So I think what we're going to have you guys do is try 2 through 6, have them checked, and then you guys can move on with your life. So that's how you calculate slope from 2 points.